Well, hello again, boys and girls. Fourth grade Excel lesson number 106. We are going to learn to determine the greatest common factor today. Woo, this is going to be a tricky one. This is a little tricky. What is the greatest common factor of 8 and 12? What this is asking for is you have to find the factors of 8 and 12 and then pick the biggest number in both lists. The factors of 8 are 1, 8, 2, and 4. So 1 times 8, 2 times 4. But commas in between always on this. And those are my four factors of 8. The factors of 12 are 1, 12, 2, 6, and 3, 4. Because 1 times 12 is 12, 2 times 6 is 12, 3 times 4 is 12. So those are all the numbers that you can divide 12 by evenly. 5 is not a factor of 12 because what's 12 divided by 5? It's got a remainder, right? It's 2 remainder 2. So it's only the numbers that you can divide evenly into that number. So 2 and 4 are both factors of 8 and 12. If you look up here, we've got a 2 right there and a 2 right there, right? And then we also have a 4 in both lists. There's a 4 and there's a 4. But 4 is the larger of the two common factors, so 4 is the greatest common, meaning these two numbers have 2 and 4 in common as factors. So 2 and 4 are both in common, but 4 is the greatest common factor. What is the greatest common factor of 6 and 12? The factors of 6 are 1, 6, 2, and 3. The factors of 12, we just did that right up here. Factors of 12 are 1, 12, 2, 6, and 3, 4. Which number is the biggest in both lists? And I see, let me fix that, okay. I see a 6 in both lists. Now, both lists also have a 2, and they also have a 3. And, of course, all numbers are going to have a factor of 1. Don't even need to think about that. So 2, 6, and 3 both go into 6, and they both go into 12, right? But the biggest number in both lists is 6. So 6 is the greatest common factor of 6 and 12. Ooh, this is tricky. You might want to go back and watch that part again and get that to sink into your head. It's really hard. What is the greatest common factor of 6 and 8? So what you do is list the factors of 6, 1, 6, 2, and 3. You list the factors of 8, 1, 8, 2, and 4. The biggest number in both lists is 2. So that's the greatest common factor, otherwise known as the GCF, the greatest common factor. Okay, let's try number 2 together. And when I list the factors, I like to list them like the curtain method. I like to do the smallest and biggest far away from each other. So 8, the factors of 8 are 1 and 8. Notice I put the 8 way out there. Now I go up from 1. Does 2 go into 8? Yep. 2 times 4 is 8. The only number between 2 and 4 is 3. There's no, 3 does not go into 8. So 1, 2, 4, and 8 are all numbers you can divide 8 by. What about 18? Let's write 1 and 18. How about 2? Does 2 go into 18? Yep. 2 times 9. Does 3 go into 18? Yep. 3 times 6. Don't forget those commas. Now the only numbers left between 3 and 6 are 4 and 5. Does 4 go into 18? 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 5 is 20. No, 4 doesn't go into 18. How about 5? Does 5 go into 18? 5, 10, 15, 20. No, 4 doesn't go into 18. So that's all my factors of 18. Which number is the biggest in both lists? Well, got a 2 in both lists. The other numbers 4 and 8. I don't see any 4 or 8 down here. So 2 would be the greatest common factor. All right, number 3. I want you to find the greatest common factor of, let's do 10 and 18. 10 and 18. Okay, do that right now underneath here. Pause the video and try it out. So the factors of 10 are 1 and 10, 2 and 5. Factors of 18 we just did, 1 and 18, 2 and 9, and 3 and 6. Don't forget those commas. The The biggest number in both lists, once again, is a 2. All right. I want you to do the greatest common factor of, let's do 8 and 20. Woo, 8 and 20. That's going to be a tough one. Can you do it? Pause the video and try it. All right, so we got 1 and 8. We already did that, right? 2 and 4. And then of 20, you got 1 and 20. I'm going to give myself lots of room because that's a big number. 2 times 10. And 3 doesn't go into 20, but 4 does. 4 times 5. And there's no numbers in between 4 and 5, so I know I'm done. The biggest number in both lists is 4. There you go. Okay, pause the video, do the checkbox down there, and then turn it back on when you're ready for the answers. What is the greatest common factor of 8 and 16? So you got to do for 8, 1 and 8. Always show this. You have to show your work on these here. 2 and 4. 16, you have 1, 16, 2 and 8. And 3 doesn't go into 16, 4 does. 4 times 4. You don't list the number 4 twice. It only gets written down once because 4 is a factor of 16. Not 4 and 4. That's the same number. What number is the biggest in both lists? 4 is the biggest. Oh, there's the bell. 4 and 10. 1 and 4. And then just 2, not 2 and 2. 10, you have 1 and 10. And 2 and 5. What number is the biggest in both lists? 2. 12 and 16. Ooh, that one's tricky. Okay, so we got 1 and 12. 2 and 6, and then 3 and 4. 16, we just did that up here. You could just copy it. 1 and 16, 2 and 8, and 4 and itself. The biggest number in both lists is 4, right? So, no, wait. Can we go bigger? No, we can't go any bigger. Oh, I know what I did wrong. Look, up here we got 8 and 8. Oh no, I hope you didn't already erase and change your paper. I made a mistake. That's supposed to be 8. Okay, so 4. So we got 8, 2, and 4. Oh, even teachers make mistakes. Look at that. Make sure you fix that. I fixed my mistake. I should erase it though. Good students erase their mistakes and change it to the right answer. Okay, there we go. 8 is the correct answer. Hopefully you got it right, even though I got it wrong. Woohoo!